The story of a slave girl who fell deeply in love with the crown prince. Will she stand a chance amidst the competitions?
Let's see.
The sun was setting behind the hills, casting a golden hue over the village of Umuma, where the air was thick with anticipation. The rhythmic beats of the drum echoed from the royal palace, summoning the villagers to the grand festival that only took place once every year. The festival wasn't just about dancing or food, it was a sacred tradition, a celebration of power, love, and, most importantly, the unveiling of the prince's future bride. But there was one who was not meant to belong, one who stood outside the bounds of royalty and privilege, a girl who had no place in the glittering circle of the palace, a slave whose name was Addis. Ada's life had never been her own. Born into slavery, she was the daughter of a foreign captive, brought to Umuma after a brutal war with a neighboring tribe. Raised in the shadows of the palace, she was tasked with menial duties, cleaning the royal court and tending to the horses. Yet, her eyes always lingered on Prince Ugochukwu, the heir to the throne. She had known him since childhood, watching from a distance as he played in the fields, unaware of the world beyond the royal gates. But now, as an adult, she was no longer the innocent child in the corner. Her heart beat for him, a passion that no chains, no status, could ever contain. The festival was in full swing. The royal drums grew louder, the villagers' voices rising in a melodic harmony. The prince had been groomed for this moment. Today, he would choose his bride. The contenders were many, daughters of the village chiefs, noble women from neighboring lands, all adorned in their finest silks and beads. And yet, among them, Ada stood. Not as a contender, but as a mere spectator. She was only allowed to watch the competition from the farthest corner of the gathering, clutching a woven basket full of palm wine that she had to serve to the dignitaries. She could feel the eyes of others upon her, eyes full of pity, disdain, and sometimes jealousy. They whispered behind her back, certain that the prince would never notice someone like her. As Prince Ugochukwu stepped into the arena, a hush fell over the crowd. He was tall, with a regal presence, his eyes sharp and commanding. Women around him fluttered like butterflies, each hoping to catch his attention, each vying for the prince's affections. But something caught his eye, Ada, standing at the periphery, unnoticed by the rest. Her heart pounded as his gaze met hers for a brief moment, and in that moment, she felt as if time had stopped. For just a second, she was no longer a slave.